Alright, for question 35, it says to find the period and graph cosecant. Let's see. Period is 2 pi over k. In this case, k is 3 pi over 2. So we're going to multiply the reciprocal, which is 2 over 3 pi. Cancel, cancel. What we have is a period of 4/3. Alright. Now, if you take a look at the parent here, y equals the cosecant of x, when you take a look at the increments, we counted up by pi over 4. And again, the way that we got that incremental value, again, this is one way to do it, you don't have to do it this way. One way that the way that we got these incremental values is we took the period 2 pi, and instead of dividing by 4 like we did for sine, we actually divided by 8. So what we can do here for these x values is we can do the same thing. We can take this period, we can divide by 8, and what we get is 4 over 24, or 1/6. Okay, so what we would do for each of these x values, because there's no phase shift, we would just start at 0, and we would go up by 1/6, alright, each time. So with that in mind, we could do it this way. Alright, so start at 0, okay, there's no phase shift, and then we would go up to 1/6 and 2/6, which is a third, and then we go up to 3/6, which is a half. Alright, then we go up to 4/6, which is 2/3. Then we go up to 5/6, 6/6, which is 1. Now again, we have 0, 1/6, 1/3, 1/2, 2/3, 5/6, 1, 7/6, and then 8/6, which is 4/3. Alright, so given that that's our period, what we've done here is correct. In terms of y, all we're going to do is multiply everything by 5. This is still going to be undefined. Alright, at 1/6, it's going to be 5 root 2, or 5 times approximately 1.41. At 1/3, we're going to have 5 root 2, undefined, negative 5 root 2, negative 5, negative 5 root 2, and undefined. And these are the values we're going to graph, and we'll check to make sure this is correct. The other way we could do it is we could just take each one of these x values and we could divide by 3 pi over 2. Remember with x, we always do the opposite, so instead of multiplying, we would divide, and we should end up with the same value. Just to show you, we won't use 0, we'll use pi over 4. So if we took pi over 4 and we divided that by 3 pi over 2, multiplying by the reciprocal would give us 2 over 3 pi, cancel, cancel, 2 over 12 is equal to 1/6. Matches up. That's another way of doing it. If we were to graph this, y equals 5 times the cosecant of 3 pi over 2 x. Let's make sure we have this in parentheses, and let's try to give this a graph. Alright, well, what we'll do, that's not even on there. I wonder why. We have 5 times the cosecant of x. Let's try to change this, see if we can get this to graph. This is correct. Now again, if I had a calculator or the access to the calculator at home, that's what I would be doing instead of this. Alright, we saw them there for a second. So let's try to change this. Let's go to 4/3 here. Go to 0. There we go. The window was off. So we couldn't see it. Now, what we want to do is we want to count by 1/6. So we'll go here, we'll set the tick spacing. We're going to force this, slide this over. We're going to force this to be 1/6. Oh, that's horrible. But what we get is here at 1/6, which is not counting bar, it's like we have 1/3. I can't see it. At 1/3 it appears to be 5, but this is correct. If you want, you can go to, let's see if we can take a look at the table. Your calculator, you can take a look at these values. Again, let's say we start at 0. Let's end at 4/3. And let's count by 1/6. Alright, so at 1/6 it's 7.071, which is 5√2, and then 5, 7.01. Here we are at 2/3. At 2/3, we're saying it should be undefined. Alright, I'll double check that with the calculator, but this should be right. So we'll stick with that. Again, I wish I had a calculator that you guys could see, but you don't. But this is how it will be done. I don't know which technique you like, but this is definitely the way I would go. So if you have any other questions, I'll try to cover those tomorrow.